I believe two superficial people could work just like two closed-minded people could work. Whatever you're closed-minded on, you can work. If you're closed-minded on money, if you're closed-minded on just spiritual gains, whatever it is that you two both focus on, if you both match that energy, you both could work. Whatever it is.
Okay, so you need somebody to match your energy.
Yeah, you gotta match. Like it can be the opposite, right? Or it could actually be the same. You know what I'm saying? Some opposites don't attract. Some opposites do attract, but same wavelengths will always still ride with each other. Sometimes it's a friendship, sometimes it's a relationship.
I think it's subjective.
I agree with Rico.
I think it's definitely subjective.
Like imagine, right? I'm in a relationship. I've had two different type of relationships. The relationship where let's say I'm dating somebody like Rico. I'm on Clubhouse, he's on Clubhouse. I'm not saying you're in Clubhouse, but just understand the bracket, the age bracket.
I'm on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse, he's on Clubhouse. We're laying in the bed and it's not a problem. Like, but versus somebody else who's not in social media and this type of person, they would have a problem with the fact that I'm telling them, you're gonna have to wait. I'm on Clubhouse and this is building my brand. And I'm in the room with so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and it's gonna last for about 4 hours. And somebody who's on the same, just like me, is probably on Clubhouse too, building their brand. Versus the other person, they're not saying they don't have a significant brand, but they're building it a different way, where they just don't see the significance in you being on Instagram all day, and being on Clubhouse all day, and being on Twitter all day, and all these other things. So I definitely appreciate dating the opposite of me.
Can someone raised on love have a successful relationship with someone who is raised on survival?
Yo, Rico, was you in my text messages?
Hold on, let me go. Hold on. You had him on the, you've been going.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Can somebody that's raised on love be in a successful relationship with someone that's based on survival? The only way that can coexist if that person that's raised on survival is open to hearing the person that's on love, and the person that's on love is open to hearing the person that's in survival.
Talk more.
No, because at the end of the day, right? You bring in two people together, and this is my story, and we have to find a balance. I don't want to sit there and say it's so black and white. Once again, both people have to be open. So love have to be open to survival have to be open on love. And then that's how y'all go on this survival love journey, because at the end of the day, you saw something in that person that was like, this is not usually what I go for, but I'm gonna go there, and vice versa. So for it to work, you have to be open. You have to listen, and that's the only way it can work. It's not just your love, survival, we don't work. No, because you need survival and love. You need love and survival. It's like the hard and the soft and the hard, up, down, day, night.
So yeah, wait, can I ask Oliver a question?
I just want to elaborate on what he said real quick.
How do you break
but
that?
the person that's surviving, they do low-key want love too, right? Am I raised on more love or survival? Love. And what has love been like for me from back then till now? Love to me is patient. Love to me is patient. Love to me is being open. It's communication. It's choosing that person. No, you asked me what has love been like for me.
Those are very standard dictionary words.
No, I'm telling you, but you said my journey. But you said that's what it's been like. It's a choice, right?
Did you always feel safe growing up?
Did I always feel safe? Yes.
Not me.
Yes. With I felt safe.
Raised on love.
I felt safe within my family.
Turned into survival.
No, within my family, and she's right. Within my family, where my mother and father was married, it was on love. And then for my mother, she divorced my father because she's a lesbian, and so it became a survival. She chose her. So the survival was like, damn, do I stay married to my husband, but I'm not true to myself, and stay married for my kids, or do I choose me? And she chose to survive. She went against the grain, because my mother's 50 plus, I don't care saying her age, and back then you couldn't come out as lesbian. You couldn't do that. 2021, yes, but back then, no. So what I'm saying is, I was all about love. And then it became a thing about survival. And could they have worked? My mother said my father and her could have worked if he was a different person. So that's what I'm saying. It goes back to what I'm saying.
Oliver, I want to flip what you just said though about the survival and the love tactic, right? Your mom, I think what you just described is great. I think just reverse it. I think her going to choose to be with the woman was her love.
But she didn't leave. No, she didn't go for a woman. She chose her like a sexuality. Let me just put that out there.
Choosing herself and the sexuality, that was love.
I'm on the opposite end because to me, I feel like being raised on love and survival is so different. And I personally was raised on survival. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless. You know what I'm saying, for a long period of time growing up. My mom was a single parent, and nobody helped us. And we just had to get it how we had to get it. We lived in station wagons. You know what I'm saying? I had lived in the most rundown apartments. Or I had rats and roaches in my apartments, and we would just had to survive. You know what I'm saying? We just had to make it to the next day, and maybe things got better. And that was a course of period was like almost my whole entire childhood. So like I do end up dating girls who are raised on love, and it's usually a problem. And the problem is because she was raised on love, so she can't understand survival, and I can't understand her love. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that kind of binds us together is that when you're raised on love, you find some miraculously good in the worst of situations. Yeah. And that was a mess. Because when you're raised on survival, all you know is to survive. And with survive comes, anger, hostility. You know what I'm saying? Almost, I have no emotions. People died in front of me and I don't cry, I don't shed no tears because I was raised on survival. And they say, yo, something must be wrong with you. You must be a sociopath because you don't have emotions. But I was just raised on survival, so they can't understand that.
Can two superficial people have a successful relationship? The answer is no. The answer is no. And the reason why I say no is because after a while, the superficial bubble wears out and you're going to want something else. Two superficial people, look at Kim and Kanye, and no judgment there. But on the external that we identify as people, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. Bottom line, we as people know that those two people are superficial. We don't know, but what the media show us.
No, but we don't know.
We don't, but what the media show us.
Yeah, but you don't know what the media is.
What the media show us.
Let her speak her opinion. That's her opinion. Let her speak hers.
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
You don't have to agree.
What the media show us is a superficial side.
Show you. Don't say
from my
us.
opinion.
Show you. What the media shows you.
Yes, what the media shows the world is that superficial is a priority, and superficial is something that everyone should just be and want to be like. Two people that get together that we saw that supposedly so in love that are extremely superficial, they have internal issue that we didn't even notice, and now they're broken up. So I do feel like when it comes to superficial issue, it does not work. You have to look for something deeper. It's something deeper that matter. And when the lights are off and when the camera, everything is off, you got to face that individual and see their soul and see if it works for you. So we're killing ourselves trying to be what society wants us to be instead of looking within of what the issue are within each other. That's all I'm saying.
That's cool and that's cute.
I just don't think that that's our responsibility. Like the topic at hand.
For your own self.
But we are not responsible to other people's shit. Mm-hmm. Point blank period. We're not responsible.
That's not what I'm trying to say though.
Hold on.
Like I'm just saying even in the idea of like, okay, if two superficial people could work, this is talking about difference in like love languages. Two superficial people probably could live in harmony if like their love thrives on gifts. So they're just showering each other with gifts all the time and they're having sex and like that's just enough for them. And they feel like they're in love. Because that is what love is to them. Just because it's not love to you, like, doesn't necessarily mean it's not love to another. Like, we are our own individuals, and like, we should not put like an emphasis on like trying to even like put people in this category of like trying to understand other people's love. It's none of our fucking business.
You're right, but you see, I deal with reality.
You know what I mean?
I reside in reality. Hear me out real quick.
But that's still someone's reality based on their financial freedom.
And the reality is this. Whether we agree to disagree, reality is that no matter how much you want to make it seem like it's superficial is everything and important, life hits you. Reality hits you.
I'm not trying to make it seem that way at all.
I'm not saying you.
I just want to make sure
I reside in reality.
Being fully known.
And I deal with reality. And I'm about real life. And real life hits you. And you can have a Louis Vuitton bag.
What you would consider that superficial lifestyle is other people's real fucking life.
It's true. And also, it's also a bunch of hell for them.
So, yeah, T, I hear you, but that is your opinion. That's not a fact. And I hear what you're saying, but like the young lady said, everybody has their own journey. Every relationship is catered and tailor-made to them. So you can't sit there and say Kanye and Kim is superficial and fake. Even if it is, it works for them. Some people have open relationships. Some people have closed relationships. Some people want kids, don't have kids, interracial. Say whatever it is, you cannot sit there and say what they're doing is wrong.
I never said that.
You were saying superficial people can't work. I agree with the young lady. If two things is all they need in their relationship, whether it's be getting the bag and we buy makeup and looking good, that's them. That is superficial, but they made it work. Okay, I'm gonna go a little deeper and then I'm gonna let the next person go. How many times we sit here and say, damn, how she stayed with that abusive man? Damn, how she stayed with that guy after he got another girl pregnant? What is different from that, from superficial? They made it work.
They made it work?
They made it work, right? And that's all we're saying.
And that's what works for them.
And it's for them, and it's not for us, but it worked. Go ahead.
What I'm gonna say is, I feel personally, people who sit here and try to diagnose their partners end up by themselves. When they sit here and try to nitpick at everybody's wrong, right? But realistically, have they ever sat down and thought about their wrong? If I sit here and try to say, yo, okay, you might be bipolar, you might be X, Y, and Z, all these mental disorders, right? And I'm sitting here trying to judge you, and I barely even know you, or now I'm starting to get to know you. I've already ruled you out, but realistically, you could be the person that works best for me. I could be the person that helps you out to become better than what you currently are. And honestly, you could be the person that helped me self-reflect to not be so judgmental. But when you sit here and try to put a blanket statement on everybody and try to
I never said that.
And try to have a list and categories of check mark, okay, he has bipolar, he has anger issues, he has addictive habits, and the next thing you know, you by yourself.
That just goes into, I feel like opposites attract. Like, if I'm 9 times out of 10, yes, I got all type of guys, from athletes to pretty boys to the thug to the street to the professional, all at me, you know? But the ones that I tend to migrate to is the good word. They're not 10s. And I think I don't need a guy who is as superficial as I am, who is as monetary as I am, because like you said, he teaches me how to humble myself. He teaches me those things aren't as important. He teaches me the things that I may not deem as significant. You know what I'm saying? If he was a 10, I would just be looking at myself. And so she said, like, of your trauma, right? You date someone that's a reflection of your trauma. I think when you date someone who's just like you, it's like you're never gonna heal. You need someone who has a lot more patience than you. You need someone who can definitely, they don't look like you. They don't have the same obstacles in life that you have. I like to, if I was to date Rico's a pretty boy. You got a million girls after you, right? I would have to slap everybody. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be in that position.
I'll take a girl whose pussy is a 7, but she's a 10 as a woman, versus a girl who has a 10 pussy, but is a 7 as a woman.
Will you cheat on the 7 pussy?
Man, listen, we can't go into that. That's a whole different thing. You're asking me what I would choose, what I prefer. So I'm speaking on what I prefer, what I choose. You know what I'm saying? If I choose to make a mistake, that's my mistake, whether I cheat or not. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. I'm telling you what my preference is. My preference is I'd rather have a girl who in bed is a 7, but guess what? As a woman, and what I deem as a woman is a 10, rather than a girl who has a 10 in pussy. Her pussy is that wop, but she's a ain't shit individual.
I think it's different for women. Like, I definitely think it's different for women. I think you can be great on the inside and not so amazing on the outside. You understand what I'm saying? But it can't be the other way around. You can't be amazing on the outside and be fucked up on the inside. Like, that is intolerable. But the other way around, women will take we'll take, yo, I'm gonna keep it 100. We'll take the 5 on the outside.
Y'all be taking twos.
Sometimes we be taking twos. But let me tell you this, hold on. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you the realest shit ever. I'll take that 2, and I'll turn that nigga into a 10. And I promise you, every 10 bitch out here go wanna fuck with that 2 plus 10. Now that nigga is a fucking what?
He's a 12. But let me tell you what you just did now. You took the the rose that grew from concrete, right?
Yeah.
So you made him, he was a 2 when you met him, right? Holiday's a 10, she's bad, everybody want Holiday. And they be like, yo, how did 2 get a 10? And what you do is create a monster. So if you want to create this 2, you better make sure he's in check. You better make sure that he knows his place in lane, because you done now unleash the monster. I'm not saying for every guy's gonna be like that.
Right.
But y'all women, when y'all out there taking these 2s and -1s, and so help me, y'all think I got me an ugly dude, he ain't gonna act up. Nah, the ugly dude start smelling his sweat.
No, it's
you start acting like, yeah, I'm that dude. I'm just saying, be careful with that. It should be a balance. Just saying, be careful. It's not a sure bet that 2 is gonna be that guy. Just be careful with that. Just saying.
It's always the ugly guys and the fat guys who want to act crazy.
But I'm gonna say this.
So stop picking 2s.
Sometimes we're picking 2s and 2s. And I'm gonna break it down why. We'll meet a man and think that, okay, he's so cute. But we're not paying attention to the fact that he's smoking the weed all day. He has some type of internal issue that we're seeing, that we're looking past, but we're looking at the cuteness. We're looking at, he got the bag. But we're not looking at, why does he smoke weed from 9 in the morning till he goes to bed at night? Why is it that he's so having anxiety issues? A lot of us don't pay attention to the internal issues. We just look past all of that and see the bag, he look good, he got good dick. But it's a lot of us out here are struggling mentally. And we're using marijuana, we're using liquor, and we think that's normalized to society because we think that, it's nothing wrong with it. He just drink liquor and smoke weed. That is exactly the conversation. Wait. That is exactly the conversation me and Alan was having. We were going from saying that we're attracted to why is that we pick people and not look at the direct issues in people. We don't. We look at just, he looked good. She got a fat ass. She sucked it good. Whatever it is.
I'm just a little confused because within a relationship, your significant other that you choose, honestly, is a reflection of the traumas that you deal with within yourself.
That is true.
So honestly, if he's smoking all damn day, then what's your habit that you do all damn day?
Sometimes you don't even have to have a bad habit.
People, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you don't have to have a bad habit. We normalize somebody's behavior and think it's just okay. He just smoked weed. And because he looks good and he fuck you good and he snatch up your soul, you're not even looking at the internal issue that person has.
Not for nothing, I socially drink, but I'm a stoner. And I'm here completely functioning here with all of you guys talking and vibing, and I'm actively here and present with you. I'm giving you some form of a message based on the character of the person that I am, regardless if I'm high or if I'm sober. So not for nothing, I smoke with my significant other.
Okay.
We
all
smoke.
Day.
If we do a certain day, I'm gonna tell you what we do all day. For certain, we make money all day, regardless if we're sober or if we're high. It don't matter. We're getting to the bag. Look, my goal is success. My goal isn't to be the highest fucking kite in the fucking world. No, I suffer from anxiety and depression just like everybody else. I don't drink as much because I have traumas with drinking based on my family. So I smoke often.
And that's not an issue. That's not an issue that somebody smokes.
Yeah, it's not an issue. But if I am a woman sitting here telling you that I am actively smoking consistently, then we cannot talk about the men who smoke consistently either. Look, don't choose a bum.
Wait.
Just don't choose a bum.
At the end of the day, she's really right.
You have certain morals.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, listen, you are a reflection of what you are attracted to. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be necessarily smoking. You're talking about somebody who has a lack of drive. And at the end of the day, if I have a lot of drive, I'm not gonna be attracted to a woman, in terms of a whole relationship with a lack of drive. It's just never gonna work. But when you're talking about right now is what do we want? Or what are you looking for and what you want, to be honest? Because people be sitting here and say, look, I want Holiday, right? Holiday looks like she's a 10. But guess what? I don't know what it's like. If I'm a 2, I don't know what it's like to be a 10 or what it takes to be a 10. I can never understand Holiday. Mm-hmm. Holiday can't understand me because she don't know what it's like to be a 2 on the outside and a 10 on the inside. So now you have a conflict of interest because you're searching for the wrong things.
You know who that guy is? It's the guy that you date, just from experience, when you're an attractive girl, you're dope and all of that, he may not be so attractive, but he's dope in the inside, right? And you find those sexy things about him, but let's just stay on topic. He's not a 10 on the outside, and he's a 10 on the inside. But you're a 10 on the outside, and I just speak for myself. I'm a 10 on the inside, but some may say I'm a little toxic, so I might be a 5 or a 6 or I don't know on the inside. However, speaking truthfully, he doesn't understand my lane. So he will always feel like he's not enough for me. I can't relate with him with how he feels when he walks outside because I'm like, why you feel like that? You with me. I chose you. It should be good enough that you dated me.
So, I mean, there's been many times, right, where I seen a girl and I'm like, damn, she's a dime. I wonder if actually, like, her inside match how she look on the outside. You know what I'm saying? And there's been many times where I start to see how she is as a person. I'm like, damn, I really don't fuck with her mentally or spiritually, right? But me being me, I'm attracted to the outside, you know? So I'm still gonna do and what's it called, chase after her and still try to have sex with her, whatever the case may be. I just won't keep her long term.
That reminds me. Hold on, wait. There's one thing.
Let me finish. I feel like at the same time you also gotta respect everybody's opinion. Cause sometimes there's been points and times in my life where I don't care how she is in the inside. I just want a girl that looks good. So if she just looks good, you can't fault me for being shallow.
But that doesn't scream longevity.
I mean, it doesn't, but what happens if that person is like that for a long time?
I mean, look, I just feel like there's a heavy emphasis on like this twin flame, like significant other obsession. Like at the end of the day, like whatever relationship you truly want to thrive will thrive as long as you are true to oneself. Yep. Like, look, I'm a little bit of a crystal, like,
yeah, but what you're saying, if you play on words,
it's all about the energy.
If you give energy to toxic behavior, you can enjoy that toxic fucking relationship for years.
Like you can be an enabler and not even realize
Let me
it.
ask this question though, because everybody's talking about just the external and somebody looking good. We're in COVID-19, right? And a lot of people lost their job. A lot of people are struggling with different issues. Are we able, when we meet these people, because I know I'm coming across them a lot, are we able to identify mental issues?
Absolutely.
In people, because a lot of people are disguising those characteristics. Wait, let me finish 1 minute. A lot of people
are trying to play the psychiatrist of people.
No, it's not. It's not about playing.
How do you know what the mental issue is for them?
I'm a social worker. I'm able to identify certain qualities in people. But listen, let me finish 1 minute. Let me finish, brother.
Go ahead.
It's certain qualities in people that you could pay attention to in a man and a woman, and you could see it. Sometimes we look at the superficial side of an individual, and we don't want to identify the fact that this person is a little needy. This person showed me signs of bipolar. This person showed me signs of schizophrenia. We don't want to identify those sides because we're so into what we want from the individual.
And like he said, what works for you, right? Not saying the attractive guy isn't wealthy too. Of course he is, right? And not saying that won't work as well. I'm definitely not saying that. You know, I'm definitely not saying that.
You're saying somebody that's a little lower.
But what I'm saying is that and this is such a fine line. Like I gotta really be careful. I want to be super careful with my words because I've dated the fine man who's wealthy, who's all about me. You understand what I'm saying? So that is not the case when I'm saying, oh, I date a less attractive man because I want him to be all about me, because the less attractive man still cheats, especially if he's wealthy. He cheats even more than the pretty boy. You understand what I'm saying? So that has nothing to do with it. I think the mentality, now I know where I want to go with this. It's the mentality of a 4. He necessarily doesn't have to be a 4 or anything like that. The mentality of a 4, where he feels like,
listen to what you're actually saying.
Yeah,
you're literally saying that this man has the mentality of a 4.
Yeah, like let's keep it real. Hold on.
I'm just saying, it's very abrasive, and I literally just I feel like there has to be more of an emphasis on this really coexisting between the partnership. Like the materialism, that is what lies within the superficial thing that we're talking about. The superficial aspect, this is superficial love. It's all within this, the clothes, the jewelry, all these
but that
these
just goes
gifts.
back to your love language.
So if not everybody is wearing Balenciaga or whatever, if not everybody's wearing Balenciaga and not everybody's trustworthy, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer him to buy you that gift, or would you prefer him to actually just be a trustworthy man?
Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, right? That sounds really cute.
Yeah.
The fact of, would you rather a trustworthy man or the Balenciaga? Hold on.
Love languages are different. It's a genuine question.
Listen,
All right, Holiday, answer the question.
yeah, that sounds good in a perfect world, right? But I don't know how happy you are in a relationship struggling. I don't know how happy you are. You may be very comfortable there. Well, you know what? We're gonna get out of this. I'm not talking Balenciaga.
This is a bullshit Holiday. The dog
It's not the
bark.
Balenciaga, but nobody. But you talking about a trust. You talking about? Hold on, let me finish.
The
You talking
dog
about a.
cannot go in the bag.
You're talking about a trustworthy. Why do I have to choose? That's the first thing. Why can I have a trustworthy dude that brings the
Answer the
Balenciaga?
question.
I prefer the Balenciaga. It's not just the answer, because that'll be the fucking clip that you take that says, do you choose trustworthy over Balenciaga? And I say Balenciaga, and the niggas is trying to rip a new asshole.
It doesn't matter. Live your truth.
But it's not the truth. It's not the truth. What I'm telling you
So
is
then
that
say
why can't I have both? Why can't he be trustworthy
But that's
and
the
buy me
thing,
fucking
love.
Balenciagas?
You can have both based on who you choose as a reflection
Right,
of what
I
you
want
can
both.
give to
I want
him
both. I'm
as
not
well.
choosing. I'm getting trustworthy and Balenciagas.
Just
Fuck
as
you.
much as you get is
Fuck
as
y'all
much as
talking
you
about?
should
I'm not
give.
choosing. I'm not choosing. And the Balenciaga guy, hold on. And the Balenciaga guy who's not trustworthy, he can get packed up too, because there's a plethora of men who know how to do both.
Listen, all I'm saying is like either
so
way,
look,
the
I got a question
Balenciagas
for
are going
you.
to be paid for
I got a better
because the
question
success
because
would lie
I'm not
within
even gonna get into
yourself.
this because at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you. Most women in 2021 are superficial. And most women in 21, they're superficial. And guess what? They rather, in a woman, and it's crazy, I personally feel like in a woman's mind in 2021, most women, especially the new generation, feel like their man is cheating anyways. So they might as well get paid or get gifts by the man who's cheating on them than be cheated on by somebody who can't give them as much. And what's being promoted by all these women is to finesse their men. And that men ain't shit. And this is what we've been hearing for a long period of time. So now I personally believe, and this is just my personal opinion, is that some women nowadays, actually I might even go towards the majority of women is touching that point where they rather feel that to get as much as they can from a man. Because a man, whether he's a 4 or a 10, ain't shit. A man, whether he's a 4 or a 10, is gonna cheat. A man who's a 4 or a 10 can't offer as much, outside of the materialistic aspect. So I feel like we're just, as men, are trying to be milk dry whatever resources that we can give in a relationship because of what's like the stigma that's being put on men in today's age.
I believe he's right. Majority.
You're right, Rico.
I can't even argue with him.
I'm gonna say that, and because of that, it's causing a lot of, situation among men and women. A lot of men right now, because of the superficial, thinking a man gotta have a bag, it's fucking it up for us ladies. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all.
Yeah,
it's messing it up for us big time, because this is the thing. We are out here saying they gotta have the bag, he gotta be this, he gotta be that. So now when the man is saying, I ain't gotta choose you, I could go to another race, goodbye. And that's why you have brothers out here could point out the fact that you're not qualified and you're fat, you're not cute enough, and they go by numbers now. These are the, ladies, we got to look at the fact that if we're out here putting out what we want, the men are going to say the same thing. So now the heat is on us, like, oh, why do all the men is counting us as numbers? But we out here saying we want the bag. We got to take, it's both of us. It's like a seesaw. You have to take both. Look at both situations. Women, we're fucking up. The men are fucking up. But at the end of the day, anything negative you put out, the negative gonna come from it. If we're out here as women telling the men, y'all gotta have the bag, the men are saying, we don't need you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. T, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? When I was in the dating scene and single, after being through like different type of men, right? After Rico saying what he's saying and that, a man is thinking, you're this girl. The girl he just named, he's already dissected you, you're this girl, right? I would take a different approach. Because that stigma is there, if I'm looking for something significant, if I'm looking for something real, even though, yes, I like the glitz and the glam, I would have to downplay what I really wanted to land the man that I wanted, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't ask for anything for a long time, even if I needed it, because I wanted to be something different for him. Even though once we got into the relationship, he he gave. And the more he gave, the more I asked. You understand what I'm saying? I got comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? I was able to say, okay, now I can move how he's talking about, not drain him, but be able to say, I want this, I need this, and know that he's gonna give it to me, right? But in the beginning, if I had came off that way already knowing that he thinks the way he's thinking, that the majority of women are like that, I would get nowhere. So I had to be something different.
But you're finessing us at the end anyways.
No, you're not finessing it because you know what happened? You start learning, I ain't gonna lie, you go into it with the trickery. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Being honest.
You go into it with the trickery, but what happens is you end up tricking yourself.